Hey guys, welcome to the MC Anime Podcast. We cover anime, geek culture, Japanese aesthetics, and Asian studies. We are a multi-fandom podcast, and you can expect to hear topics in your favorite hobby or fandom activity potentially. You can find MC Anime on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, please check out mcanimepodcast.com, our website. Furthermore, stay tuned in for another episode.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of MC Anime. MC Anime here, and we have another special guest with us today, Mike Drop. How you doing today?
Good, bro. I'm doing lovely. Just woke up from a nice little power nap that I needed after work. How about you, bro?
Hanging in there. Doing some scheming, but doing pretty good.
Scheming is always fun.
Well, I don't usually get a chance to scheme, so actually having a chance to scheme is kind of funny. But
oh man, I live my life scheming. I'm always trying to work on something.
Exactly. Surprise party, who knows? But speaking of party, and maybe you have been a DJ of some, Nerdcore music. Today's topic is Nerdcore music, a deep dive. So,
yes, sir.
What is your connection to Nerdcore music?
Okay. So I like to preface by saying I am a regular artist, but I do make nerdcore music.
Okay.
Because a lot of people fall into which is fine. A lot of people fall into the nerdcore artist category and pigeonhole themselves. I don't like to do that. I do love nerdcore music. I listen to mostly nerdcore music, and I make a lot of nerdcore music. So just wanted to start with that. But I make music. I release on Spotify, Apple Music, things like that. I actually have been performing at conventions. I actually perform at my boys' show April 9th down here in Miami. Pinky's going to be the headliner. In case you guys know Pinky, great. If you don't, look up Pinky. She's awesome. And yeah, I'm setting myself up for some conventions later this year. Some big, some small, some in state, some out of state. But besides that, I make music. I perform live, and I listen to it. I love nerdcore music. Okay. It's awesome.
And which category of nerdcore music that you want to tell the audience for the definition?
So this is the thing with a lot of people that I try not to fall into. I don't like to stay in one pocket. Now, I'm a rapper. I'm a hip-hop artist. But I have a song that should be coming out fairly soon, which is a blend of rap and rock. I have a song that's kind of like a Juice WRLD type of vibe, kind of like a Kid Laroi vibe, where it's a little more melodic and singing. So I can talk on everything just because, like I said, I know a lot more about music than I thought I would. But yeah, we can talk about anything, and I can kind of get into it. Because I try not to just be a cookie cutter.
One thing that people associate with nerdcore is lo-fi. Is lo-fi a nerdcore music category?
So, remember, nerdcore music is a subgenre of music. So it's like, if you listen to hip-hop's the main thing, and then lo-fi kind of falls into a subgenre too, on the other end. You can make lo-fi nerdcore music because nerdcore would just be under that. Some guys do. I don't like lo-fi too much, personally. I do more trap-ish. The best compliment I've ever gotten about my music is, yo, it's nerdcore, but it's gangsta. So, and that was from a respected artist whose last album was number 5 on Spotify, on iTunes, Samad Savage. So if he told me that, I was like, all right, I'm cool. I've done something right.
So how is nerdcore music, how does it differentiate from other forms of music?
It's just the genre. not the genre. Sorry, bad choice of words. The subgenre. What the context of it? Like instead of rapping about hoes and strippers and sluts, I'm talking about Boma, Chi-Chi, and Hinata. Like it's just it's the same kind of content. Yeah, the context is just nerdy things. What you're basing it off of is nerdy things, even though you might say things that are found in normal radio music.
Oh, okay. So like a custom rap song, but it's followed with a particular anime show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have a song called 8 Gates with my boy I Am Chris Craig.
That's like Naruto.
You know him?
Mm-hmm. Well, isn't 8 Gates the song title? Or is that the artist?
No, that's the song title.
Oh yeah, 8 Gates. I think it's Naruto, I believe. Open up the 8 Gates.
Correct. So it's like about 8 Gates users, kind of.
Yeah.
But like, I said something that's like, they said I was useless, didn't complain. I worked hard, took it on the chin. I got one talent, I went undrafted. I can't miss Duncan Robinson.
Okay. Duncan
Robinson has nothing to do with Nerdcore things.
Yeah.
But he was an undrafted, underappreciated person who's now starring. Much like Mike Guy was and Rock Lee were not appreciated for what they are good at, and look at them now. Just the things we say.
Yeah.
It's like it'll correlate with pop culture, but it still has context to what the show is.
Oh, okay.
I love Nerdcore music, man.
Okay. And some people, when they think of Nerdcore, they might immediately think of AMV, anime music video. How does those two genres like separate? Because I know they're all fandom based and they take from the original source, but there's a big difference.
So there is a difference, but they've actually found a way to meet in the middle now. AMV is a video that's taken any type of music. Like there used to be a lot of Linkin Park videos when I was younger, and a lot of like Slipknot, like random videos that had things like that. Whereas now, Nerdcore musicians have AMV makers making AMVs for the music that they're making based on an anime. Like I have an AMV for Bakugo on my YouTube channel, and I have another one that's in my phone for Yujiro Hanma that I haven't put up. So now they're kind of coming the same thing because people are using AMVs with their music and blending them together.
Oh, okay. So it's not like they're doing some popular song and putting anime sequencing together. It's actually like they're putting the Nerdcore music as the original track with the sequencing video.
Exactly, and the sequencing video has things that correlate to what the song is saying, so it makes sense.
Oh, so you can actually plan out the visuals even better than just some random song.
Exactly. Now it all makes sense because I can say, like my boy Chris said, when I spin the block like a leaf hurricane kick, anybody stepping in Chris can't fade this. Where when I spin the block like a leaf hurricane kick, you literally just post a video of a leaf hurricane kick coming from Rock Lee, and it matches with what he said perfectly. Like an example. So now they're kind of blending both together, which is pretty cool and smart. Which I like how Nerdcore music has evolved over the years.
Oh, okay. So when Nerdcore first came in the early 2000s, how did that shift from what we know now?
So I didn't listen to Nerdcore music when I was younger.
Okay.
I discovered it maybe around the Pokemon, when I discovered the Pokemon Cypher.
Okay.
Nerdcore music, I did do my research though. And Nerdcore music back in the day was more about being nerdy and less about being musically inclined.
Okay.
Whereas now people are realizing that like I have to be an artist. Like I can't just make music that's corny, that talks about nerdy things and call it good music. It has to be good music too.
True.
And that's why I started by saying I'm an artist, because I don't like to be categorized as a nerd who just happens to make. I'd rather be a nerd who happens to make music. All right, well, let me say it again. I don't want to be a nerd who makes music because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I want to be a musician who happens to be a nerd who makes music about being a nerd because I am a nerd.
Instead of a nerd artist,
I'm
just
always
say
a musician.
nerdcore artist. There you go. I'm a nerdcore song artist. There you go.
Well, I'm just an artist. I can make nerdcore music, but I was telling you before we got on, I have a feature that I'm working on with this dude named Samad Savage. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I'm not sure if I have.
Okay, Samad is a YouTube rapper. His last album went number 5 on iTunes. Top 5 on iTunes, no label, self-promotion, and YouTube. Mm-hmm. That's it. And I'm about to have him on a song. I was talking with this other guy who's a YouTube artist named Joey Nato. He has 100,000 listeners monthly.
Yeah.
And he was giving me some pointers and this and that. And, he's like, oh, I'm going to look out for your song with some mod on it. And I have buddies who make regular music.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to make sure that I don't get bubbled in one. Because just as easily as I can do a convention, I can step out to a talent showcase and put my regular music out there. And you won't know that I rap about nerdy things. So I don't pigeonhole myself for that reason. I have nothing against nerdcore artists, though.
Okay. So I'm guessing this is what an example of. So I had saw a VTuber. They had some song "Sand to the YouTube Seas." It was like a parody song, but they sung it with someone else, and they actually had original animation to go with it. And they're a VTuber anyway, so they already have animated avatar-ish. But you literally see an actual, like, a really good song throwing through "Sand to the YouTube Seas," and, it keeps going. And it's like a 3-minute video, but it's like one of the featured ones I kept wanting to hear more about. It's like, this is actually really great. So is that like a similar vibe to nerdcore music kind of thing?
No.
Okay, so parody is different.
I mean,
parody.
It not the parody part.
It was parodied to another song, but the own version.
No. I mean, parody music is another completely different thing. Yeah. There are parody artists. No, man, nerdcore is regular music. If you listen to hip hop on the radio or rock on the radio, it's the same thing. The only difference is instead of talking about shooting somebody out on the street, I'm gonna, like most rappers do, I can talk about how Luffy just got bashed in the head by Kaido and make it sound just as good, if not better. So that's all it is. It's still the same music. If you like rock music, Fable, McGuire, there are guys like that. Actually, this is my boy, none like Joshua. He's pretty big. His shirt, they say it looks like me. I don't know. But he's the homie. I met him at a show. I talked to him. Dude is, what I appreciate about some nerdcore artists is this. Dude has like 500K on YouTube. He didn't have to be cool with me. He didn't have to be friendly with me. But we graced the same stage. We chopped it up. We're buddies now. I mean, we're pretty good buddies. And if you listen to his music, he has EDM style music. He has some rock type-ish, a lot of hip-hop. And it's just a blend. It can literally be anything you want to listen to. There's EDM. Hip-hop.
Okay. So
I can give you a list.
Let's take 3 random anime, and we give you a couple of verses. See if you can come up with something like freestyle. You want to do that?
Oh, yeah. That's easy to me. I came out freestyling first, actually.
Let's do...
Just make them common animes.
Fruit Basket, Dragon Ball, and... You don't know Fruit Basket?
I've never watched Fruit Basket. I know Fruit Basket, but I never watched it.
Fine. Spirited Away, Dragon Ball... You haven't watched Spirited Away?
I don't watch a lot of slice of life or movies. I know of Spirited Away though. I just keep it shonen.
Fine.
Just everyone watches shonen.
Black Clover, there are some Dragon Ball, and Fire Force.
Okay. You want me to freestyle?
Just do a little
incorporating.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to be on my mental shit. I'm like Goku with a Supreme Kai. I mean, really, I'm like Go. Okay, I know where I want to go with it now. Perfect. I just wanted to make sure I knew where I wanted to go with this.
You're fine.
Okay. Everything I kick is hot fire. I feel like Shinra in the flesh, but I'm a demon in the eyes. When I smile, I'm the best. Now I'm really more like Goku. Kamehameha. No, I just laugh at you. Like Vegeta, I'm the prince, more like the king. And it's sad when you come to me. It's a sad pool of things that I shoot you. Need a sense of being to recover. Nah, you catch the beam when I shoot you. But it's not a shot that you gonna get when I see your mother. I don't know what I'm saying. I lost my mind for a bit. Now I recover this shit. And I keep killing it. I see the darkness deep inside. A demon's just arising. It's like Asta, the black clover. 5 leaves. Now I'm rising. I could slice you up to blades. I mean the bits with the blades too. And now I come through, slice and dice. I'm like, when the wind's too. I could literally do this for days, man.
Oh my gosh, you hit all 3. The demon, the fire force, I barely saw. For her, ha ha. Even the 5 leaf. I don't know. It's like, what does that freestyle rapping do for you? Is it like really spontaneous, or like, what is that feeling?
Oh, it's spontaneous. So I grew up freestyling. That's how I learned. I learned freestyling first. So I've gone on podcasts where they were like, "Oh, I want to hear you freestyle," and I'm like, "Okay, let's make it fun. Throw characters at me, throw words at me."
Yeah.
And they start saying them in the middle of my freestyle, and I'm like, "I can do this for days, man." I learned a specific way, and I was told at work one year by an old boss that my mind works differently because I can process things without needing things written pretty well. And I never really realized it until I realized that, yeah, that's kind of what I do freestyling. So I just go wherever my mind goes, man. It's easy to me now. I can put a beat on and have 5 different beats and transition through every single beat seamlessly while you throw words at me. And you would never tell that it was like you would know.
Yeah, you see it like as a pre-written song, kind of. The way it seems to like rhythm together, like even that one with like Dragon Ball, Fire Force, and Black Clover, it just seemed to transition really well, even though it was like spur of the moment.
Exactly. I can write. I learned how to write, but I freestyle first. And honestly, I think I freestyle better than I write.
True, because writing, certain people have like certain things with writing. Because like you can for you to help you with writing, you probably have to freestyle it first and then write it down so you remember it.
So my writing process is a lot of listen to the beat, freestyle flow. Oh, okay, I got my flow now. I want to know what I want to write. Listen to it again, freestyle hook. Okay, so that's what the song's going to be about. Now I need to know what correlates to it.
Okay.
And then I'll get to writing. And I'll write a little bit. And then I'll listen, I'll freestyle something, and I like it, I'll put it. And then I'll switch, and then that's how I write. So if I wanted to, I've gotten songs done in like 2 hours. I've done them in like an hour. Okay. The quickest one I've done is like 25 minutes.
25 minutes to write a song? Because you're freestyling.
Freestyle writing, yep. I've actually, this is funny. I have a couple buddies. We were in the studio recording, and they were high as hell, man. Smoking way too much.
Yeah.
And they were running over their time. It's my engineer. I don't want him to get mad. So I was like, bro, I got it. I'll go. Just sit down, bro. I'll finish it for you. And I literally went up, and they were spitting there for like 2 hours, and I finished the rest of their song in like 5 minutes, freestyling it off the top of the head. They're like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, I've literally freestyled the song for somebody because they were too high. And I just was like, yeah, I don't have time for this. I need to finish
it. So you freestyled the song. They get the song cover. And when they're sober, did they come back to you and say, how did you do it?
I see one regularly. Man, he has a friend who asked me, he's like, bro, freestyle a little something for me. And I kept telling him, I'm like, dude, I have witness.
Well, no, you should only do like a bit brief of freestyle.
Like,
yeah.
I finished up a song for them. He can tell you.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
True.
If you're talking, you're muted.
Oh, I am?
Oh, you're just really, really low.
Yeah, it's just picking me up now.
Hello.
So,
I can't hear you.
To be honest, was there ever a time that you think that you had people like trying to take advantage of you freestyling in any way?
Nah, not advantage of me, man. I'm a grown man. Nobody's really gonna take advantage of me at this point. I had a couple of buddies, like I learned how to freestyle through my old pastor, shout out Randy. And I always told him, let's do a song, and he never wanted to do it. And I just kept getting better and better. So every once in a while, people will try me, like just to test me. And I'm like, nah. Like my first, how I got my first feature. Before I wrote a song for myself, I got a feature through my homie Zert. He was on the Smash Bros. Cypher. And I perform with him regularly now. He's actually running the show. He was like, oh, I heard you make music. My homeboy introduced me to him. And we went back to his house. We were all hanging out. And I was out for the beat on. He had behind me, you see how there's that frame right there?
Yeah.
Think of that, but it's all like gaming and anime. And it takes up half this wall.
Oh, dang.
In 2 minutes, I freestyled through half of it. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to send you some stuff. So that's how I first got my first feature. 1 became 2, 2 became 3. Then I started putting on my own music and did a live show, which I ended up going last on. Circumstances. So I was the headliner, technically. And I got a feature from Jamar Rose, who's a really respected artist. After I got the feature from Chris Craig, I did a convention in January down here called Otaku Fest. I just did Hero Hype March 12th. My homie show is April 9th. And I'm in the shortlist for DreamCon, which is associated with J. Cole. I'm waiting on a response for Anime Expo in Los Angeles. I'm trying to do Crunchyroll Expo in San Jose. I have to wait. Anime NYC, which is in association with Crunchyroll. I have a Texas place I should be going to. Have a couple offers down here in Florida. Yeah, man, I've been grinding, just trying to get some exposure and have fun.
True.
I'm using this as a way to travel.
Okay. So you hit the convention scene. So
just because of the Nerdcore music, it's better there.
Because we're both like on the East Coast, so like we can hit maybe, I don't know, hypothetically, it's like, what's travel? I don't know. You ever get that offer?
Where are you buying?
I'm only 12 hours away from EST time. So
you're in Georgia?
I'm 12 hours away from Florida. From like Orlando.
12 hours away from
12 hours away. It takes me a half a day to go to that tip.
To get to what part of Florida?
Orlando.
Okay, I am in Miami.
Oh, dang.
So I'm 3.5 hours from Orlando. So you're like North Carolina, more or less?
Virginia.
Nice, yeah. Actually, funny thing, I'm trying to see if I can do a show in D.C.
Oh, which one?
In D.C. What's the name? I can't remember the name.
Anime USA, BloodCon.
Nah, I tried BlurCon. I thought about Blur.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't sure about how BlurCon works.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, I can't remember the name. But I know that we're trying to do MagFest next year.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. MadFest is newer.
Oh, no, I can't hear you again.
Yeah, MadFest is newer.
There we go.
MadFest is a little bit newer. So it's kind of cool that, like, so you're on the convention scene and you're forming up contacts and they're reaching out to you to perform, right?
Say that again?
They're reaching out to you to perform. My shit went
dumb for some reason. Like, I can't hear you.
Yeah, they're reaching out to you to perform, and then you at the convention performing in person.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
It's just me though. I don't think it's a you thing.
I was hearing you. You can probably just take it off. Yeah, headphones.
I think it's because I took them off.
Oh, okay.
Say that one more time.
So the convention scene, you're forming up contacts through social networking, and through that social networking, they're booking you for these events.
Yeah, so the convention scene is kind of weird because you have to go on their site normally. You have to contact their submit an application or this and that. Some places are better than others. Like I was actually supposed to be in Louisiana recently.
Oh dang!
I put my stuff in too late for Lake Charles, Louisiana for a convention. But the guy was super cool and he's like, "Yeah, I like your music. I like your thought process. How about we have an esports event in October. If you get back to me in July, I can get you booked up for the esports event in October, and I can get you booked for next year in April." So I was like, okay, cool. I have a place that does some like one-day Nerdcore parties in Jacksonville, and they said they were willing to pay for us to come. And then I've had some conventions that ask about pay, and some don't. So it's weird because you have to like just throw your stuff in there, and then kind of see what they're willing to do. The smaller ones tend to be a little more skimpy. The ones that are bigger or are like with people who really care about the convention, they tend to be like, I'll pay for travel. And then the other thing is that my music has a lot of curse words.
True.
There's
one convention scene that's been pretty glowing lately. GalaxyCon /SuperCon. SuperCon Florida?
SuperCon.
Did you do SuperCon?
No, I actually am trying to, but I've been there a couple years.
Yeah, because I know GalaxyCon took the trademark of SuperCon, and SuperCon Florida, Miami is the only one left.
Yeah, so SuperCon Florida, they probably will never get it because SuperCon Florida has been bought out by Reed something. Yeah. And they are the people that own San Diego Comic-Con, New York City Comic-Con, Emerald City Comic-Con, like all the big cons. SuperCon is owned by the same people.
Yeah.
Now, I only know because my boy wrestles and he was doing the SuperCon shows, the cosplay wrestling. He also was probably up there too. I contacted them. I'm trying to get into SuperCon. I might do MegaCon. I already submitted some things. I'm just waiting on MegaCon to respond. But yeah, I'm trying to do SuperCon.
Okay.
I love SuperCon.
It's like, that's like close to my heart.
Oh, I love it. It's in Miami Beach. I hate the beach, but I love going there for
True. I mean, maybe the Florida Keys would be better. You know, no.
Nah, I wouldn't go down there.
The Keys are not better. The Key West is not better than Miami?
That drive sucks, man.
True, the drive is long as on this bridge that goes across.
Yeah, it just sucks. I'm actually, I'm waiting on... I'm trying to do a couple in Texas. DreamCon would be the big one in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, the convention scene is cool. It's just a matter of who you contact. You have to contact them, and then I don't have a manager. So it's like me being professional and kind of breaking down what I do.
Speaking of social networking, it's kind of funny because you reached out on the Facebook page to be a guest.
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
Yo, you popped up as a random ad. And then I saw it, and I'm like, anime? This is kind of what I could do. This would probably be fun. That's what it was, really. I was like, let's have fun with this.
Yeah.
I like to. I have a homie who runs his podcast. It's with his boy. It's called Squaw. They're not a nerdy thing, but they had me on as a guest, and we just shot the shit. I have a couple other dudes I met at some con. I've done theirs. I did Team Nerd Herd. They're really cool. I'm about to do my boys. Shout out to Geeky Robots. Best sock you'll ever buy. If you ever want to buy some socks, bro, Geeky Robots. Look at that. Stretch and no white. Those are my boys. I have to. And I've done some. Actually, before I even continue, I forgot to mention this. There is a show I might do in California. This hat I'm wearing, it's made by Affinity.
Oh, okay.
They're a company that they do some apparel, but they do a lot of stickers. They do some car things. accessories, things like that. I met them here. I reached out on social media just like I reached out to you, bro. And we chatted, came over here, gave me some merch, I performed on stage with it. They're like family. They're awesome.
Okay.
If you go to Affinity's website, use code MikeDrop, MIKEDROP, get 20% off of whatever you buy. And I just have to show them love because they always show me love. And I'm probably going to be out in San Diego later this year performing for them at their first ever convention.
Oh, okay.
So if that happens, I'm definitely
okay.
But yeah, that's what we were saying.
Yeah, it's fun that you bring up the Facebook ad. I've been doing a very small campaign with it, just to get some numbers out there what I can afford, and it's working because people are coming to me. I'm getting different emails for different things. It's not terrible. I'm not trying to increase it because I already have like a 731 following on the page anyway, and that was from the previous blogging portion.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like it. Podcast is just simple, straight to the point. There is some planning involved. Upload the episode, put the cover art together, description, keyword tags, and posting on social media. That's really all I had to do. It's really chill, and I like it.
I mean, it's cool, man. I like podcasts because you kind of you're able to shoot shit, and you kind of tell how people are. Like, people tell me I'm long-winded sometimes with responses, but it's because I don't like to give half-ass responses. So when I do podcasts, they tend to be like, oh, okay, we're good. We get to relax today. This guy can keep a conversation going, so we don't have to go crazy. And I'm like, yeah.
You ever had that podcast that's like, do I have to supply all the conversation? Do I have to talk most of the time? Really?
Yeah, and
you out talking them? Oh gosh.
I shoot the shit so good that like people are like, oh man, thank you, bro. You make it so easy for me. Like, I try, bro. Like, I'm here to talk with you, not just
Well, I know with my podcast particularly, I try to be as much branching in fandom culture as possible. So when I have like geek culture, anime, Japanese / Asian studies, I know the different areas to hit to engage in the conversation. So I have that awareness, and which probably helps me so much as a podcast host myself.
Yeah, and I mean, my thing is, honestly, I don't like talking. I don't like being around people. I like minding my business. But I'm very good in social situations. Mm-hmm. I'm very good with, saying what I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really good with it. I'm good with words, apparently, because,
Yeah. You sing it all the time. You do the freestyle. Myself,
and then,
I'm an extrovert, but I'm also reserved, but I do great in crowds, in public. I'm outspoken, and it's just a confidence thing to me. And plus, I have a background in mass communications, too. I've been in front of the camera so many times, it doesn't even bother me.
See, I've played sports my whole life. So I've always had to be. I've always been that guy who's kind of quiet, but I've been in positions of leadership on the court, on the baseball field. I played quarterback too, so I've always had to be more vocal than I really am. So I just learned how to deal with personalities, man. It's just shooting the shit, bro. I talk to people how I would talk to my brother. If my brother called me right now, I'd be like, "Yo, asshole." He'd be like, "What do you want, asshole?" Like,
oh gosh.
I had him on. I was on that Nerdcore podcast. If you ever want to look it up, it's funny as hell. Before we went on, I'm like, "Hey, man, if my brother walks up in here," I was in his room at my mom's house. I'm like, "Hey, if he walks up in here, I'm gonna ask him how much of an asshole I am," and he's probably gonna say something like, "I'm a piece of crap." Sure enough, I'm like, "Hey, bro, right? I'm an asshole." He's like, "Oh yeah, fucking piece of shit." And he keeps walking off. And they start laughing. I'm like, "Yeah, I told you."
Oh my god.
That's how I am, man. I think that's how it should be. I think that's why I've been getting the bookings and at least getting responses from artists, for the most part, who are humble artists, guys that are show humility in how they are. I don't like dudes who get a little bit of pop, get a little popping, and then all of a sudden they act like this shit don't stink. I'm not gonna mention names, but there's always one name in particular who comes out whenever I hear that, and he's not even that good. But yeah. But there's a lot of dudes that probably shouldn't have conversations with me that have been more than willing to have conversations with me, and at the very least give me some knowledge or feedback, and some that I've worked with and some that I will work with. So I just try to stay humble. I could be an asshole and be like, yo, I'll bar you, but I don't like dudes like that, because it's like, well, yeah, you make great music, but I'm performing live.
Yep.
Like, I'm getting booked to do live shows. You're still on the fucking internet. I could be like that, but I'm not, because like, it's not worth my time. And at the end of the day,
yeah,
you know, this is what they swear their life by. Bro, I wake up every morning, I go to work, and I'm working with patients. Like, yeah, I work in the medical field. I do something that, to me, is above the music that I make.
You were called a doctor during the day and rapper at night. Nerdcore on the side.
Exactly. Nerdcore on the side. I did MMA. I've been a corner man. I've been a cut man. I've done everything. I've literally been called the Swiss Army knife of Miami.
The Swiss Army knife of Miami? Oh boy. Oh boy. Multifunctional. That's all I can call you. Multifunctional. You just go through it and just have different skill sets.
Oh, I try, man. I try.
If you need a can opener or you're there, you can supply the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. People are like, oh man, you need a bottle. Where's the bottle opener? Right on my key. There you go. A little bit.
So I have a curiosity right now. So where's most of your inspiration come from, particularly in the nerd scene, that really drives home for nerdcore?
Okay, so I've gotten this question before. I don't have real inspirations as far as like what my music is. Not even just like general. I have things that I pick and choose from. There are guys on the scene that I listen to that I like how they challenge themselves. Busy A, Daddy Fat Snaps, Rustage, where they make music that's not in their pocket. And I don't like to be cookie cutter. I don't want to be that dude who just does one type of thing because that's all I know, all I'm good at. I like to be versatile. So dudes like that, even like none like Joshua, you know, people like that kind of just like go away from what their pocket would probably be. Those are the ones I like, because they're not stuck to like specific guidelines. Like, this is the type of music I have to make, and I can only make this music because this is what's good. They challenge themselves. I grew up watching battle rappers, so Averb, Hitman Holla, Charlie Clips, a bunch of battle rappers inspired me, because that's where my wordplay came from. And then in regular, like, you know, the regular side of music, old school Eminem, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, people like that. More towards the modern day, I like NF. I like Polo G. I've come to like some of King Von's stuff, R.I.P. I try to listen to a little bit of everything, and then I listen to a lot of YouTube rappers like Screwface John, Crypt, Joey Nato, who I was speaking with earlier. That's the dude that gave me the feedback. Samad Savage, who I'm in the process of getting the beat done for a feature with him on it.
Gotcha. And
Quadeca, like dudes like that, 6 Seconds, Shofu, Matt Houston, Token Black, shout out Token, Peso P, who's here in Broward. Like dudes like that challenge themselves on the norm are really dudes that I appreciate, because they're not rappers, they are musicians, they're artists. They understand how to make music, not how to make rap music. That's kind of how I want to approach it. I don't want to make rap music. I want to music. Music that 75-year-old granny is going to listen to, but then the next track switches and her 16-year-old granddaughter is going to be like, oh, damn, that's crazy too.
Is that a musical doorbell?
Nah, that's the wall closet.
I love it.
Every hour, so I know somebody loves it.
I used to have a clock in my kitchen. It'd be bird calls. No kidding. It would be like 12 different bird calls, and you know exactly when it went off every hour. So I get that.
Yeah, I'd be sitting here watching anime, and I'm like, all right, I gotta work at 7 o'clock. I got up at 2 o'clock so I can get decent sleep. Bing, 1.
Oh,
bing, 2. Bing, shit, I overstated.
So in the anime music scene, specifically, what is one area that you like a lot?
I like the fact that the music has transitioned from being sometimes corny, sometimes it's corny, sometimes sounded like a parody of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
To where now it's hit a point where it's like skilled artists. Like even if they didn't make nerdcore music, they would be good artists are making music, and it happens to be nerdy things. And I appreciate that so much because I don't listen to nerdcore music because I'm a nerd and that's what I want to listen to. I listen to nerdcore music because it's good music and I'm a nerd, so I can get everything.
True. Okay. So, alright. In that scene, nerdcore music is the definition of you as a rapper, but what other areas of your life does it apply to?
Nerdcore?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, today I wore black socks, but I'm normally playing basketball and Kiki Robots. Gotta give them a shout out again, bro. The socks are great. I wouldn't promote these if I didn't believe it. These socks are awesome, and these are like no-show socks, and they never slide down. So, kid you not, best socks ever. I'll link you them. They're awesome. Tell them I sent you. They'll probably give you a discount. Dead serious. I'm cool with the owner. Got on my speed dial.
Okay.
But besides that, I have a dresser that's filled with wrestling and anime shirts alone. That's not counting my white tees, my black tees, my basketball shorts, my joggers, all that. This is literally just that. I have hats. I wear a lot of hats. So I have my hats, like my sports teams, and then I have my anime hats. I have hoodies, a bunch of anime-related hoodies. I have 2 baseball jerseys from the Otaku Academy. Shout out to them, too. They're really cool people. And they hook it up all the time. And actually, my boy, Blurred9 Productions. He's a local guy from here. He wants to work with a lot of nerdcore MCs, and he wants to make like clothing lines for them so that they can have their own little shop within his whole company.
Oh, okay.
And, I have stuff from him, too. I'm actually working on a hat from him. Spoiler. For the show coming up.
Oh, okay.
So, my apparel is like that. My phone, you can't see it, but I have on the back of it a sticker of Homer Simpson naked running at the apple from the middle of the phone because I have an iPhone. And then on the other side, I have Zenitsu with the hard eyes running, trying to chase the apple in the middle.
Well, my phone, all it is a sticker. My phone, all at the back of it is a sticker. It's like the famous painting from Japanese art of the giant wave, and then it's the red Gyarados and the gold magic carp in that wave. That's what the back of my phone is. It's pretty cool. That's the only thing I have on it, but it's lasting for a very long time. I got another one right on the dresser. If it ever comes off, I just put another one back on.
Yeah, that one's bad. That's badass. I also collect Funko Pops.
Ah, yes.
So I have about 300.
True. And it's kind of funny you bring up all the merchandise, because I did like a merchandise and anime business a while back. I think it was my first special guest, Let's Gather podcast. So this is just bringing back like our discussion how merchandise of different intellectual properties look like in different forms and different medias. And like for sports, for example, their merchandise is the players on field, but the jerseys and the hats and the numbers and everything else associated with the player and the team logos is the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
And that can one more expensive too.
With me, my main thing as far as logo is I have a logo. I mean, I have a pretty basic logo. It's not up on Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's on my like IG, it's on my Spotify, like it's there. It's literally me, like a mic drop, like a literal mic drop with Benny Maru's eyes from Fire Force. With nerdcore music, you have one of two options. Either you build yourself up as a huge artist, somehow get a feature that makes you blow, and then you sell your merch from there. Token Black did that. He did it with the Pokemon Ciphers and his Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Yeah. He makes his regular music and sells his merch, non-ETF. Shout out Token again. His merch is awesome. I have some at home in there too. But there's the other route, which is the live shows, which I do live shows. Not a lot of nerdcore artists do live shows. I don't know why. And a lot of them can't do live shows because of the way that they rap. They do a lot of punch in. So they'll be like, bitch, I've been coming this time. And it's all over the top of each other. And you can never really catch your breath. So it's hard to do those live. So my big thing is the podcast and the live shows, especially out of state shows. Those are what do it for me as far as like merch. That's how I can push merch. I'm not big on merch. If I get it, great. I told my boy I'd work on some stuff with him, like some apparel. But I also have the people that made this Affinity. I pitched it to them beforehand, and we were like, oh, yeah, send me a plan. We can get something. We can make some merch, stuff like that, specific to you. And I know they're really cool on stuff, so I'd probably get compensated. They get compensated, and, just work together. At the end of the day, man, I'm not like a lot of other people that I'm trying to bully people down so I can get to the top. But I want to eat, and I want them to eat. Like Josh, I literally told him, hey, look, I already mentioned to these people, if they take me out to San Diego, hey, look, I got a couple artists I need to come through. You're one of them. My boy Chris Craig is one of them. And I'm like, yo, like if I'm out, we're out. Because these are dudes who have treated me good. So I'm going to make sure I treat them good. I don't, I that's how I was bred. I'm not your typical artist that just wants to push people down to make it.
Okay. So the live action shows, how do they feel when you do them, when you perform live?
My first show was pretty cool. It was different. My first convention, I was a bit nervous, and it was a little different. I was a tad bit nervous. I'm pretty good with those situations, though. But the guy who was running the DJing was terrible. So I gave him specific instructions, and he literally just wiped his ass with it. And he did it for my boy's set, and he didn't know what he was doing. He lied to the promoter and told him that he was in charge of everything. He's had years of experience, and you can tell he's never done any of that. And the way he set it up was terrible. Like, I had a bad slot. So, if I would have gone later, everything would have been even better because everyone was late. Everyone actually cared late. My second convention was a lot better because we had more prep time. And we have our DJ / producer, my boy Joel, a.k.a. Laoshi El Maduro. And he plays guitar, he plays bass, and he did some live stuff with us. So it was actually all vocals, like us doing it. It wasn't with a backtrack. And it was so much more different. Me and my boy, we were performing together. We had interaction. It's easier when you have someone to play off of on stage. And then this one's coming up April 9th, bro, and I'm ready for it. I mean, I haven't been prepping. I probably should, but I've been dealing with some other stuff. But I kind of have an idea of what I want to work with, what songs I want to do. I just need to talk with my DJ and, get them loaded up, get the set order ready. And yeah, man, we're going to kill this shit. It's weird at first, but then you realize, I don't like being the center of attention, but then you realize it's like, F it. All right, why not shine for a little bit?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, back to the DJ that didn't know what he was doing.
And one more thing, it's hot as hell though, all the time.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hot, bro. I wear hoodies or jeans, and the jeans are nothing, but the hoodies have me drenched in sweat every time. Continue.
So the DJ that didn't know what he was doing, how did you deal with him?
I didn't. He did my set. He did it half-assed. I knew he did it half-assed. I didn't bother with him because I only had to perform that one time, and they'll be back next year because they run that convention here. And if I go to perform next year, I'm going to be like, hey, look, I think you should let Zerk run it, who's my boy, because this dude did not really pay attention to anything we said because he did my boy Zerk wrong too, and he did a couple artists. Every artist that had him push music for them, he fucked it up. Everyone that did their own thing did great. So I would tell them, and I'd be like, look, personally, I don't care. I have my own dude. He'll take care of everything for me. I'm not worried about it. But for everyone else, I think you should give him a fair shot to have a good show and have somebody else run it.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Yeah, that's how. I mean, he rubbed me bad with that because it's like, dude, we're up here busting our ass. The least you could do is just like pay attention and follow our instructions, but you're lost, and we're not giving you crazy instructions. I literally said, "Hey, first 3 songs, play through," and he literally just let it pause, and I'm like, "Really, bro? Like, you see me look on stage? I'm like." And I'm like, are you serious? This dude really just let that? So, yeah. Asshole.
True. So is there any experiences that you have done that you have a lot of good time with at conventions or just performing in general?
In general, I've been a corner man and a cut man for mixed martial arts fighters. Like one of my boys. I was gonna fight and everything too, actually. So that experience is always great. Like your stomach weak and your fucking legs are wobbly because you got to make sure that your fighter is good. Such an awesome feeling. Performing. This last show felt really good. Like there was less people, but it felt really, really good. And I think the next one's gonna be really, really good too. And I kind of have like found all of my like where I want to be at with performing. But besides that, sports, man. Sports is always my thing. Basketball games have been like my main type of performance that I always just like rise to the occasion, and that little burst of adrenaline feels great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And so what should people take from Nerdcore music and you as a rapper?
From Nerdcore music, they should take what I want people to take away from Nerdcore music is that even though these are guys who are quote unquote nerds, they are better than 95% of what's on the radio. And they are better than 95% of what pop culture pushes across as good music. I don't mind listening to certain types of music. And I give everything a shot, but if it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah. And
there are some nerdcore musicians that suck. There are some dudes who probably shouldn't do this. There are some dudes who are very vanilla. There are some dudes who don't know how to do anything but walk pocket because that's all they know how to do. But for the most part, it's better than that. And as far as me, man, I just try to have fun. That's really it.
Okay. And in the Nerdcore music scene, where has been your spotlight? And for anyone that doesn't know, Nerdcore music, for me, has a really interesting take on the lyrics. Because now you not only do you incorporate the lyrics from the show, bring up the plot, bring up small details, and talk about it, but you can literally, it feels like you're telling a story with those lyrics. It's literally how you portray to the story of the song that you're singing conveys the emotions associated with the song.
Come on, man. There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just I know my cousin was coming in there to go wash and stuff. They don't want it to be too much noise.
Oh, you're fine.
Nerdcore music to me. Oh, well, me as an artist, I'll expand. I just like to have fun, man. Dudes take this way too seriously sometimes, and they're not having fun with what they do. I just like to have fun. At the end of the day, if I'm enjoying myself, I know somebody's going to like it. And I have homies who are very honest. I don't surround myself with yes people. I surround myself with people that give me proper critique.
Gotcha.
And if the critique I feel is very consistent, I'm with it. I've had dudes that are artists that are like, hey, you should probably work on your lyrics a bit. And then I hear who they work with, and I'm like, I'm better than this guy. How are you telling me to work on my lyrics? Shut up. I'm like, look at who you're working with. Like, I ignore it. There's other dudes that say, oh, this is to this is to that. And I'm like, dude, like, you're listening for the wrong thing. I'm doing one thing, you're listening for another. Clearly, you don't get it. And that all goes back to I'm a artist first and nerd second. Even though in real life, I'm a nerd first. But when it comes to music, I'm an artist first and a nerd second. A lot of these dudes are nerds first and artists second. They don't understand pop culture references. They don't watch battle rappers. They don't watch sports. That's not what they do.
If you put the pop culture with it and the anime or nerd culture, you get really interesting, not necessarily crossover, but like abridgment of different phrases or properties that usually don't come together.
Yeah, like I said, I have a Yujiro Hama song, and I literally said, I'm strapped in, sloppy to a coma. It's straight madness, New Jersey twerk. I really snap at any moment with no remorse, just a little smirk. New Jersey twerk is a battle rapper. Mm-hmm. He says in his battles, I'm strapped in, slappy to a coma. It's straight madness. I really snap at any moment. I literally took his whole slogan, put his whole slogan in 4 bars, made a reference to him, and still made it fit the anime character. And I had someone say, oh, the bars are kind of basic. I'm like, no, you just don't get it because you're not cultured in music. You're cultured in nerdy music. So it's different. We're thinking about 2 different things. Mm-hmm. So I've learned to have fun with it because if not, I'm going to have dudes that are going to be like, oh, this sounds kind of basic. And I'll be like, no, it's not basic. You just don't get it because you're not really an artist. You're a nerdy guy who makes music because you found out that nerds can make music. You're not a dude who makes music and happens to be a nerd, so you get it.
Yeah.
So I have fun with it because if not, I'll be pressing dudes 24/7, and I'm not going to do that, bro.
So,
not worth my time, man.
These nerdy people that only make the music, do you feel that they are competition or they have very niche applications in their music?
I think it they come off as very niche. And the thing is, a lot of dudes, what they do is they get friendly with guys who are a little bigger and they get a shot and they make references that are very very fitting to modern now, but it doesn't fit to like in general culture. Like I said, I watch a lot of battle rappers. That's like the core of what hip hop is. And, you know, I make references to basketball players, the 90s Pistons and the song that's dropping tomorrow. I have a song dropping tomorrow called that 90s Piston, actually. Dennis Schroeder, who's an NBA player. I made a Pokemon reference in there too, though. And it's like, dudes don't know who Dennis Schroeder is. They're going to be like, who the hell is Dennis Schroeder and why should I care? I'd be like, maybe you should watch a basketball game and you would know exactly who Dennis Schroeder is and why. 1 from the right, 7 left, the cold shooter. I ain't missed a damn shot on fire, Dennis Schroeder. It's such a hard-ass bar. So, it is what it is, man. Some dudes are just like, oh, all they care about is flow. Some dudes, all they care about is what you do with this or that. Like, it's like, bro, you should be able to do everything. I listen to music for music. And if I like a scheme, I like a scheme. But I'm not going to try to listen for flow when they're scheming. So, I don't know, man. I think it's very niche, personally. Mm-hmm. But some of these dudes make friends with the right people, and some of them just say, I pull up with a mop, and I pull up with a stick, and I pull up with this, and they won't, they have trouble killing roaches on the floor, bro. but they're gonna talk about guns and weapons and this and that. They're gonna talk about how much money they have, but they live with their mom and they ain't making shit. And it is what it is. I don't hate on them. You do what you got to do to get popping. I don't care to get popping. I'm just trying to travel a bit, have a little bit of fun, and have a written record of me.
Oh, okay. So.
And if it pops off, it pops off.
So what do you think of these rap battles?
Bro, I love rap battles. I used to freestyle rap battle with my brother and like people who would talk shit about me on purpose. I love it. I love it, bro. People like these dudes have no idea, bro. I really love this shit. Mm-hmm. I love all that confrontation. I love when dudes talk crap. I love like throwing shade at people. I love that shit. But I don't do it because it's not worth my time. But if I ever find somebody who's worth my time to really like verbally destroy, I'm gonna like. It's different, man. These dudes will just talk about what the music is. Like, nah, bro. I'm digging into your personal life. I'm talking about your girlfriend from 3rd grade, bro. Fuck this.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So if you ever get to that opportunity, okay. So have you ever been to a poetry slam?
I have not.
You have not been to a poetry slam, really?
Never. Or spoken word. Never.
What? You didn't do spoken word either?
No, I've been told I should, but I never have.
Why don't you?
I just never have. It's not that I wouldn't. I just never have. I've been told to do artist showcase. I've been told to go to. I have a guy who's works for Spotify Green Room, who's a patient of mine, and his girlfriend was the one that told me about it. She told me to hit him up and what to do. He works for Spotify. I have another dude who runs events. Like I've met people that do things because I work on Miami Beach.
Yeah.
I've just never taken advantage and gone to like an open mic night where I can just freestyle off the top of the head. I've never done any of that.
Oh, okay.
I don't seek attention. That's really what it is. I just mind my business. I play basketball.
It's like, well,
I play basketball.
I mean, if it gets to me, it gets to me. If it doesn't, I'm not really concerned about it.
I play some basketball.
Yeah.
Hold on.
True. Is there any final thoughts that you want the potential audience to know about music in general, Nerdcore, anything like that?
Before I expand on that, sorry guys, you just saw my face up close. I apologize.
Yeah.
Say that again. Is there any like?
Is there anything like in general of music, rapping, Nerdcore that you want to just tell the audience?
One, support. Show people support, man. It's not just me. In general, like if you really like their music, share it. But tell a friend. Have them tell a friend. Those little things go a long way. I've seen dudes that have been nothing become huge, and it changes their life. And it's just playing with words.
Yeah.
And to give artists a chance that you would not listen to.
Yeah.
Because I don't listen to a lot of. I never was into like a lot of trap music and things like that. And now I listen to a lot of trap music.
True.
I listen to a lot of rock. I listen to anime intros. I listen to J-pop, J-rock, K-pop. I love Blackpink. I try to culture myself in all genres because there's a lot of music out there that like really good. And I had a patient come in and we were talking about anime and stuff. And I was like, hey, I'm going to give you 3 songs. Listen to these 3. Tell me what you think. I came back in because he cued them. He's like, I didn't like the first one too much. That's Fable. He's like, I like the second and third one though. The second one is Daddy Fast Dance. I'm like, cool, really? Like you like the third one too? He's like, yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm like, dope, that was my song. I'm like, that was my song. He's like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, that was my song, bro. And it's like, he listens to a lot of different music, and I think it's just embrace it. Try give music a shot. Not
true.
It might not be your cup of tea. But what did you do? Lose 3 minutes of your life? You could still do things.
Just like merchandise is a way to support the brand that you love, you can also just directly support them by having the song download, the song playlist, listen to the song, paying for that premium, even the listening to the ads. I know it's like, well, go for premium, go for the ads. Well, they still get paid from the revenue from the ads, so just think about that a little bit. Spotify, the ads are not too bad, so like you really don't need Spotify premium. But music is a medium that encases a wide range of entertainment styles, music, traditional, instrumental, tribal. All of it is under the same umbrella, the vision of sound. If sound had a vision, then you will see the movement of the sound itself on the metric, measuring it, and the decibels.
Dude, I literally have spoken with someone, and I was like, on my boy's podcast, and I was like, bro, music is music. Why should it matter what I'm talking about? Like, if my music is good, my music is good, and you're gonna like my music.
Yep.
And if it's not good, you're probably not gonna like it. Like, that's just how it works, I can go into my phone right now. I have Jamar Rose pop up. I have Fable pop up. He's a rock singer. Then I'll have McGuire, who's a lot more soulful. Then I'll have some Anuel, Spanish music. It'll probably come around to J-pop. Like, I'll have so much different types of music because, like, music is fun. It's different. It gives you different music, gets you in different vibes. And I think everyone should give everything a shot. Man, check me out.
And before we go, social media, where they can find you, and all that good jazz.
Okay, you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube, and all that good stuff. Mic Drop, so it's MIKE space DROP. It's not together; it's separate. I know it's funny. Yes, it's funny. It's meant to be funny. Mic Drop.
Yeah.
My Instagrams. I have two. One was meant for music originally, but I use kind of both because one has more people. One is drop the mic _MD, so that's DROPDAMIKE _MD. And the other one is Mikey Mike 3, MIKEYYMIKE3. Besides that, Twitter is also Mikey Mike 3, the same spelling. And yeah, I mean, hit me up. I'm a cool guy, bro. Hit me up for a feature. Hit me up to talk shit. Hit me up to tell me my music is good or to tell me it sucks.
Yep.
I really don't care what.
True. And if to support more Mic Drop, the link will be in the description for correspondence. And don't forget to support MC Anime Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on all podcast networks, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Apple, Amazon Music, MC Anime. Support me also. Go on Patreon, Blog MC Anime. Facebook is Blog MC Anime. And Twitter is Mason Kalan. So that's the tagline. And also, MC Anime Podcast is in the algorithm. Search it up and have a good day. And thank you for Mic Drop for coming by. Please support him as well. He's a very valued guest. And this concludes Nerdcore Music, a deep dive. Thank you. Enjoy your time.
This concludes another episode of MC Anime Podcast. MC Anime Podcast is available on podcast directories like Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. We also have our website at mcanimepodcast.com. If you want to directly support us, then follow Patreon blog MC Anime. Finally, if you want services for hire, then we're available on Fiverr for audio and video production, graphic design, idea consulting, and blog and article writing.